All right, today we got Keenan.
What's up, you guys?
Tell us about your car.
So this is my 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8. It looks like a 9, but despite it looking like a 9, it's an 8. The color code is lightning yellow. They only made so many of these, and ironically enough, before recently, people actually didn't like yellow Evos, and only as of late have they started to gain quite a bit of traction. So it's on Hyperblue TE37, so they're 18 by 9.5 plus 22s, which seems to be like the magic spec offset for these cars.
Right.
But that's the majority of the outside. On the front, we do have the Evo 9 front bumper, so that's why it looks like a 9. But if you ever see a true, genuine OEM yellow Evo, they actually didn't come in an Evo 9. So if you ever see one, they're always going to be Evo 8s if they're actually like OEM code.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, like before your car, I've never really seen a yellow Evo. And if I have, it's probably like not looking like this.
Yeah.
So
They're hard to. Yellow is specifically this color. Yellow. It's really hard to keep clean. It oxidizes very easily. So a lot of the ones that you see will have like paint fading, oxidizing clear coat. But the previous owner took really good care of it, and I'm just doing my part to take care of it as well, man.
Right. How long have you had this car for?
I've owned it for about 3 years. So I actually bought it while I was stationed over in Germany. I flew back to the States, to Atlanta, Georgia, to buy it. So I've had it for about 3 years. The final form that you see it in right now, it's probably been at about 1.5, 2 years for like the full build, but I've had it for about 3 years, and this is my second Evo that I've had.
So this is a Georgia car.
It is, yeah, it's a Georgia car, a Southern car, so no rust, no nothing like that.
Nice. Tell us what we got going on with the wheels here.
Yeah,
bright and blue.
Yeah, they are. So a lot of people, you'll see the mag blue TE37s, which are a lot more common, but not to be confused. These are the hyper blue ones, so they're a lot more vibrant. They're not as dark, and they're actually really hard to get a hold of. This is probably the only set in this spec that you're probably going to be able to find on the internet. Like, they're really hard to get a hold of.
Okay. Yeah, you rarely see this color, especially like with this yellow too.
Yeah, it was a leap of faith. I wanted something that the car originally had black wheels on it, so I wanted something that popped a little bit harder than that, and I wanted it to say, like, when you saw it, you knew exactly who it was. And so far, I really like it. Completely opposite on the color scale, but I think it all worked out.
I love your car because even though, like, I guess aesthetically it's nothing crazy. If anything, it's OEM plus, but just with the colors, you know, like, I know it's your car.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's cool about it. OEM plus, messing with the colors a little bit goes a long way.
I agree. Yeah, the color scheme was like all part of the plan. It's pretty bold, you know, yellow paint, blue wheels, red calipers, but in some like weird, unorthodox way, like it all works.
No, 100%. I agree.
Works, yeah.
I remember when you were taking a poll for like what color to choose, and then when you were saying something about, wasn't it like this and like a polish or chrome or something?
Yeah. I was gonna go with some chrome wheels, which hindsight, I'm glad I didn't. But it was between these or chrome. I was just tired of the black. I guess this is what draws a lot of people's attention. If the color of the car doesn't get you, the engine bay probably does. So it's a factory 2-liter, 2.0 liter, stock bottom end, got a slightly built head, head studs, head gasket, GSC S1 cams, 62 millimeter turbo from Arginari, full RK kit, running E85 flex fuel tuned by Wally. And at about 31 to 32 pounds, it makes 511 horsepower, 406 wheel torque, and that's on E85.
Okay, that's a lot of power for this car.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, actually. So these cars specifically, right around the 450 mark on torque, you start running into issues with the bottom end, specifically with bending rods. So this is like the sweet spot with not being too much and not being not enough. It's like right at that sweet spot.
With like longevity in mind too.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So I can run it all day and not have to worry about it too much.
And this thing sounds incredible on the road too.
Yeah, it definitely makes all of the right noises.
Like one of the things I love about like your build, not even just the engine bay, and we'll kind of go over to other bits in a little bit, but like I love how like meticulously clean you keep everything.
Yeah, that's kind of the overall theme of the car. Like not too much, not too little, but the things that are done like tastefully and kind of complement each other well, even down to like the anodizing on the titanium. Like it all kind of ties in together, and the more you start looking, the more you find like, wait, this kind of matches this, and that's like that's the theme throughout the whole car.
Yeah, like I said, like super clean inside and out. And then what I love about this too is like you drive it pretty often.
I do, yeah. A lot of people give me shit about the car. They think that it's strictly a show car.
Yeah.
but I do drive it. I bought it with, I think, 54,000 miles on it, and it just turned, I think, 72,000 miles. So
Okay.
I do drive it. I drive it quite a bit. It sees rain. I don't drive it in the snow because, you know, I just redid the whole underside.
Yeah.
But I do drive it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I see this car all the time, you know, like especially like going to the gym or something.
Yeah, man,
you know.
I try to. You know, I didn't build it just to sit in the garage. So
Yeah.
I really try to get it out and drive it as much as I can.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things I love talking about in my other videos too is what's the point in spending all this time and money into something and then you just don't drive it, you know? I feel like a lot of people, they kind of separate those two. It can be nice, but you can't drive it, you know?
Yeah. And that's why I like coming out to stuff like this. So like I like posting the cars and coffee stuff. I like going out to the events and shows because it's no fun just sitting it in the garage and not letting anybody else enjoy it too.
So who made this little strut tower thing?
This is actually an OG Cusco titanium strut bar. So they used to make it back in the day. You'll hardly find it anymore, but it just doesn't have the Cusco plate.
Okay.
But it is a Cusco bar.
I didn't even know they made titanium
Yeah,
strut towers. Usually it's like aluminum and stuff.
Yeah, usually they are, but this one they actually used to make it back in the day. And to find them now, you're paying a whole lot of money for them.
So did you have these burnt to match?
Yeah, I didn't have it burnt to match. The guy that I got it from, shout out to RK, he had already anodized it for the car, so it actually just kind of like matched the theme.
No, I was gonna say it matches with the piping and everything.
It was like perfect. Yeah.
So, and I weirdly love how like your valve covers at least look stock.
Yeah, so I actually had I had a full carbon kit on it. It was the carbon fiber spark plug cover, carbon fiber timing cover as well. And the more I looked at it, I just didn't like it. It was nice.
Yeah.
It didn't have that OEM feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, this gives like OEM lust, but with the carbon fiber on it, it was missing a little bit. So I actually took the carbon fiber off, sold it, and put the OEM plates back on it. And I agree, it looks much cleaner.
Something about OEM plastic that's clean on an old car, it just looks so good. I don't know if it's just like me getting old or what, but like sometimes like a clean OEM like beats like carbon and other stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy how trends like come and go. You know, like carbon fiber is like, oh, everything's got to be carbon fiber.
Yeah.
And now like the cleaner you can make it with OEM stuff, like
yeah, like original plastics, all that stuff.
For the most part, like this is the most exciting part. The interior is all pretty stock. And again, I like to try and keep it as simple as possible. So nothing crazy on the inside. We've got an updated shifter from WK Shifters, or WK Motorsports. But aside from that, you'll also see like the inside is relatively simple, clean stock.
Yeah.
I haven't done aftermarket seats. I haven't done aftermarket interior or anything like that. Again, because I kind of like the nostalgia of it. And weirdly enough, the wheels kind of match the old 2003 Siege.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It just kind of comes all together. But aside from that, like it's nothing crazy, man. Like it you know, makes 500 wheel. It's relatively simple stock body lines,
and it's got AC.
Like plus and AC. Yeah, that's the key part. I refuse to take it out.
Yeah. It's such a necessity, especially lately in the summer now.
Man, especially up here, it gets to that awkward point where you're driving and you're just like, man, I wish it was cooler in here. So
yeah,
AC is a must.
And you know, like that's one of the things I talked about in a different video is like, I feel like to enjoy a car long term, it has to be comfortable.
It does.
Right? Sometimes when they build things, they try to lean too much into, let's just say like the track build or like the stance. It can only do one or the other.
Yeah.
And long term, when you break stuff or it's just not as fun to drive, I feel like you lose interest. So when you keep that balance, you know, with the AC, comfortable seats and everything, I feel like it just makes you love the car that much more.
Yeah, this car specifically, so I'd say it's a cool, like, all around, like, genuinely well balanced build.
Yeah.
It hasn't seen the track yet. It could see the track. It's fun daily. You could track it, but anything more than this, and you kind of tip that scale of drivability, and it's no longer fun anymore. You know, people with Evo 8s and 9s who are making anywhere from 600, 700, 800 horsepower, they'll tell you that the drivability and the fun aspect of the car is a little bit gone because you're driving a triple disc clutch and stopping the traffic, and it's a little bit more difficult. So, the car does it pretty well, man.
And on top of that, you're probably worrying about things breaking and stuff, you know, and then like, or you can't drive it that much because you know you're going to break something, you know.
It's already expensive enough to be in the so we like to keep things intact.
I wish my headlights are bright like everyone else's. My headlights suck. Sounds like someone is in need of some Oxedo LED lights. Here's what's included in the box. Comes with instructions, comes with 2 gloves, And of course, the LED headlights. Now let's get these babies on. Okay, now let's get to installing these beautiful LED lights on. So first thing you wanna do is get the car situated so that we can access the headlight bulbs much easier. Second thing you wanna do, gloves on. Now that that's open, it should be as simple as a couple of twists. Get this out. There we go. Okay, so now that we got the HIDs out, it's time to put the LEDs in. Let's go. So with the HIDs out, you wanna take your LED bulbs and line up the grooves, and it should slide right back in like so. And once you get the grooves lined up, just secure it just like the OEM bulbs were, and plug them right in, and then just make sure it's all secure and you're good to go. Once you're done, you'll go from this to this. Now I can see. And don't forget to use code TZGarage to save 15% off your next order so you can see too. Now back to the video. All right, now let's go around to the back.
Yeah.
I know you just redid a couple of things.
Yeah, so this winter I redid pretty much everything from the rear subframe back, so rear differential, polished rear subframe, redid the underside, the rubberized undercoating. It was a full-on project, man, but it was well worth it.
You do a lot of the work yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love too. It's like, it's something really anybody can do. It's just most people just aren't willing to put the time.
Yeah. Everybody wants a clean car. It's just time to like put in the work to actually do it.
Sometimes you don't have to buy a bunch of flashy stuff. Sometimes it just has to be cleaned. Cleaning doesn't really cost that much to do. It's just really, you're just paying with time, you know?
And people see it. People see the attention of what you get to. Like,
yeah.
I remember about a year and a half ago, I was in my Jabay with the steamer, and, like cleaning it up. Somebody like messaged me like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've got everything out. I might as well do it. But it really is that. It doesn't take much. You don't have to go overboard. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Whatever you're trying to do, you just have to do it and do it well.
Yeah.
Make sure that you put in the effort. That's it.
I got like a steam cleaner on like TikTok shop a couple months ago. I think I saw yours. Like you doing it, and I'm like, let me get one too. It was like on sale on TikTok, so I got one. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, if you haven't steam cleaned your engine bay, I would recommend.
I see the GSR logo. I'm not too familiar with like the different trim levels.
The badge, it's technically on the USDM market. The GSR on these cars doesn't exist. You'll see them on the Evo 10s. Evo 10s do come in a GSR, but it's commonly understood that the 5-speed models of these cars are the GSR model. But really, I did it because in the JDM market, the 5 speeds are GSRs, and not only that, you'll see like we were talking about earlier, bringing the colors back into each other. So the red badge, the red sticker, the red brakes, the red, it all kind of ties it together. So I wanted something to break up the yellow on the back, and the red GSR badge just kind of like did it.
The only difference between like a GSR and a different trim is just the transmission then?
Yeah, more times than not. So your GSR, almost any model, Evo is going to be a 5-speed. Your MRs are typically going to be 6 speeds for the Evo 8s and 9s. And then on the Evo 10s, your MRs are automatics.
Gotcha. All that dual clutch. So really, this is 5-speed is probably better for more like low end.
Yeah. Not only that, the 6-speed transmissions in these cars, they say are like made out of glass. If you're trying to make decent power on these cars, you'll want the 5-speed because that 6th gear is pretty fragile.
Gotcha.
MRs.
You're not like hard shifting in the 6th.
Yeah, it's a cruise gear only.
Yeah. So is everything else pretty much OEM then in the back?
For the most part, we've got JDM taillights. It didn't come with this rear bumper either, so this is the JDM rear bumper for these cars.
Gotcha.
The first things that many people do, but everything else that you see is it's all factory.
Okay. And then this is an Evo 8 thing, right? Like the carbon.
Yeah.
And the carbon side too.
Yeah, they are a little bit different between the Evo 8 and 9.
And his is a 9?
Yeah,
or?
His is a 9, so his is an actual like a 2006.
Okay, so nice little compare and contrast here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it looks pretty much the same on the surface.
Yeah, you have to know what you're looking at.
So, yeah. Thanks for having me, and beautiful builds. I'm sure people that are watching this appreciate a well taken care of Evo that's actually driven. But yeah, thanks again for having me, and catch you guys in the next episode.